Well, good evening, class. Welcome back to Counseling Techniques. We covered last class a little bit about the basic skills that you're going to need for counseling. So, who can throw out some stuff that you remember from last class? Does anything come to mind? We talked some of those basic skills. I wrote them up on the board.
Empathy and patience.
Empathy, right? Having patience, right? How to really build. We talked. Remember the acronym SOLAR, right? What were some of those? Just even how your body language communicates.
Was the R reflection, or was it something different?
Yes, there was eye contact, sitting squarely, open, leaning forward, right? And we did talk about reflection with how you're reflecting back. Remember the three things with reflection: content, feeling, and meaning, right? So I hope you guys, the assignment was for last time that you guys would watch the video that I put up on Blackboard, and then try to assign or write out what some of those skills are that you see in that video. So I'll get those assignments from you at the end of the class. But today we're going to talk about what's the next step. We talked in our first session about what is counseling. How do we help people to change? That's kind of our goal, right? Is to get people to move from here to a healthy perspective. How to overcome those obstacles. So I just want us to think, before we get into maybe the process of how people change today, what is it that motivates people to change? So I got a survey up here, okay? So what I want you to do, you can go to this URL at the top, or you actually can text in. So grab your phones, and when you go to this, you're gonna see a blank there, you should, where you can actually write in your answer. So I'll give you a few seconds, either use your browser or text in. I did this the other day to test it out, which is pretty cool. There's also, I know you guys aren't texting during class, right? I'll get you to use your phones in this way. Anybody see it?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Anybody type anything in yet? There we go, all right. What else? And you're anonymous in this too, so we'll see the things that come up. Okay, there's a response. So if somebody else types in money, then money's gonna actually become a bigger word, so. Okay. So if you see a word that somebody puts up there that you agree with, then type that word in too, so that we can see what are the reactions here. Fear, that's a good one. Desires, relationships. As far as money's not bigger though, I was anticipating that we would agree with that. So good, I like this. Pressures. I'm trying to read it on money. There we go. Now that I prompted you to put money in. Circumstances, dreams, desires.
High. Oh.
Yeah, high and desires are kind of mixed there, so somebody was just saying below. So we can see it, but I'm sure if we did this some more, and feel free to type it in as we go along, if there's something that comes to mind. But we all are motivated by something. All you guys are here even within this program for a reason. Something motivated you to be here. Because there's a struggle. Oh, there's pizza. I wondered if that was going to show up there eventually. Something motivated you to be here. But how do we work with people to motivate them to change where they need to go? So what I want to talk to you about today is called the trans-theoretical model of change. It was developed back in the 80s and it's had some metamorphosis over the time. And you guys read about this in your textbook this week, so I'm just going to kind of go over it and highlight some things. If you know the trans-theoretical model, it's very cyclical in nature. There's really 5 stages that people go through as they work to change. And what our job as a counselor is to know, okay, what are those things that we need to do as counselors in order to help facilitate that? Is it going to be a benefit to our clients to know what stage they're in and how to get them to that next stage? So if you open up your books to page, I think it's 390, page 390, there's a chart there. I want you to go through that. I want to go briefly over this to try to understand, okay, how do people change? And we're going to talk about it a little bit. So the first step is pre-contemplation. So pre-contemplation, these are people who they don't recognize even a need. They're not even thinking about change. They might not even know that there's a problem. We probably can think in our lives personally, we come across people that we know that are in that situation. Maybe we or our family or their family can see, okay, there's a problem here. They probably need to change, but they don't even see a problem with that. There's a lot of denial, resistance within that. They're just not even aware of the need to change. More often than not, you're not going to find people coming into your counseling office in the pre-contemplation stage. If you do, they're people who are forced to be there, either through legal issues or other reasons like that. So, and you can see how this could be a difficult stage to be in. But what you need to do is, as a counselor, try to increase awareness. Remember, we don't want to advice give. We don't want to be in that battle of forcing the client into the next stage. You know, as you can look at the tasks right there, increasing awareness of the need to change, increasing concern, and then helping create a picture. Okay, what are the benefits of you actually getting better? What are the benefits of you stopping this? If it's a substance abuse, right? There's issues, there's obviously negative consequences for being in substance abuse. So can we paint the picture and the realistic picture of how to get out of that? All right, the next step is contemplation. So here, the individuals, they're actually starting to think about change. They start realizing the need. There's a willingness, there's a readiness to do that. They're starting to weigh those pros and cons, right? There's kind of an ambivalence. I kind of know the need, but I don't really, I don't know if it's even possible for me to do this. This is a much better place to be, obviously, so someone can start recognizing that. The tasks that we as counselors need to do, try to keep up that positivity, reducing anxiety, be patient, right? And here's where you start analyzing the pros and cons. Is it good to move from, how do we start thinking through these things? The next step is preparation. This is starting to be, okay, I've understood that I need to change. But now I'm starting to ask the question, okay, what's it gonna take? What are the action steps that I need to take to change? If it's substance, if it's a relationship issue, how do I start working through those things? To be able to know that it's possible to do that. There's some commitment, they're starting to be formulating a plan now to do that. We as the counselors, we need to instill hope, reinforce that commitment, and then work with them to start developing the plan. This is where our skills and our practices start coming into play. How do we reach out and start to tell them, okay, here's how you can get to the place that you want to be. All right, the next one, action plan, or the action stage. And this is how it'll work. This is where I'm actually implementing what I've thought about in the preparation stage. Okay, what are the things you need to do more of? What are the things you need to do less of? Start doing those, start enacting the plan. There also needs to be a fluidity of this. What do you guys think, and this kind of goes into the next stage of maintenance, what do you think could be a derailment of somebody implementing an action for change? Anybody been discouraged maybe when you try to change something? What are some things that could hinder that change?
It doesn't work out the way you thought it would.
Or as
So
quickly.
unrealistic expectations.
Doesn't happen quickly or as easily as people.
I want a quick change, all right?
Doesn't happen the first time.
Oh, not immediate success.
Like you're trying to go to the gym every day, you skip a day, so
Yeah. Yeah, oh, okay. It failed once, so now why continue to keep going? Right. A lot of people use this model too, and again, this is more behavior modification. But why are those things? That's when we're delving into the emotions and the hurts, some of those things we talked about last time that affect people that we need to start understanding as counselors. How do we start reaching into that? So there needs to be a fluidity when those things come along, the action stage. How do we start correcting those? Okay, you know, do we need some more patience? Do maybe we look at our goals and see were they realistic enough? You know, I'm struggling with substance abuse. All right, starting today, I'm never going to do it ever again. Right? Maybe that's a goal, but is that realistic for that client? Maybe their situation and social setting and they live in a house where drugs are flowing freely. Is that a realistic expectation? Maybe we need to look at some of those social factors that go into it. All right, then the last stage is maintenance. And here's the part where we're actually releasing the client to start doing this on their own. We as the counselor has stepped in, we've placed ourselves, we've put structure around it, we've helped develop the plan, but now it's the client's turn. Now they gotta start doing it. So sustainability, we wanna make sure we have a relapse plan. We need to make sure if there's something that's gonna derail the client, that we've been prepping for that. Relapse, if we see this as a cycle, can be one of those things that keeps, if I relapse, I go back to the other stages, pre-contemplation or contemplation. And there's some fluidity here between those stages as well. Not everybody's gonna flow through them equally. So what I wanna do is I want you to pull your phones out again. And we're gonna have a little competition to see how well you've understood through the reading and through what we talked about today, those different stages, okay? So I'm gonna pull this up. We're gonna play a little game. So there's, I think, 15 questions on here. So I'm gonna put them up here.
Can you text this
can, I think go to this, URL. Just pull it up on your browser. And depending it actually matters how fast you enter or select the correct answer. They're multiple choice. You can use your textbooks that you have as a cheat sheet, but again, the more you know it, the quicker it's gonna be. And so the quicker you answer it, the more points you actually get, for this little session here. You can actually select your names. We know you can pick your own name or your neighbor's name, or you can pick your favorite superhero, whatever. Don't spend too much time thinking about it. But did everybody get on? Okay. Let me know when you're ready. So I'm gonna pick, there's gonna be some things, the statement is going to apply to one of the 5 stages. So every multiple choice answer is gonna be one of the 5 stages. So pick which stage you think applies to that. I think there's about 10 seconds that you need to get your answer in. But again, the sooner you get it in, the better. All right, any questions? Everybody ready? All right. All right, ambivalence is present. Which one is it? Make your selection. All right, only got 4 results. Oh, everybody got it right. Now, should have given you a point total. Everybody get a point total? All right. It'll tally up those points at the end. Who did not get to answer? No, okay. That's all right. All right. Oh, here we go. Here, Jerry Follows joining us today. Oh, we're missing someone. There's only 4 people anyway. Did you not?
I would.
You got it? You got it?
Or the last 3 numbers in your name.
Oh, did you miss that?
853.
853?
Yes, 853. See if you can join in for this next one. Do you want to answer this one?
Yeah.
All right, you got the hang of it now? Did you answer this one yet, Patrick? That's all right, we'll move on to the next one. All right, the next one. Oh, I think it reset everything. All right, do I need to change? This is what the client is asking itself. There we go, I got 5 results. Ah, all right, pre-contemplation. They don't even know if they need to change or not. Right, they're still even wrestling with that. Some of the hardest clients I've had to work with before in that stage. All right, the black dragon is pulling up the back. All right, implementing strategies. Which one of those is actually implementing the strategies? All right, there's everybody. Hey, everybody got it right. That's an easy one. The action stage, right? We've made the plan, we're helping the client work through them. All right. Well, Jerry Falwell dropped down. All right, here we go. Next one. What will it take to change? This is what the client is wrestling with. What will it take to actually change? Get some quick fingers in here. Hey, everybody got that one. Preparation. So see if you get it right. Speed counts. Who is guest 3 by 4? Alright. Alright, sustainability. Which of the stages is sustainability? Everybody locked in? Whoops, we didn't even give her an answer. There we go, maintenance. The leaderboard, well, it's getting tight now. It's gonna come down to speed, I think. Alright, what about a relapse plan? Which stage focuses on a relapse plan? This is taking longer. Oh man, somebody didn't get it in. Alright, everybody got it right though. Oh, Jerry Falwell moving up. Okay. It's still tight. Alright, which one of these is the best Mountain Dew flavor? Oh, come on, what? Somebody's still debating on this one?
I have no
There
idea.
shouldn't be even any debate. Okay,
Yes.
good. I was starting to worry about you all with that one. Okay. Alright, denial, reluctance, and resistance. Which stage is that? Pre-contemplation. Right? They don't even know they need to change. Oh man, it's starting to separate. What about instilling hope? This is what we as the counselor want to do. Which stage are we wanting to instill hope within the client? Just in the nick of time. Ooh, preparation. Preparation is instilling hope. The leaderboard. Oh, the guests jump back up. All right. Come on, Black Dragon, I'm pulling for you. All right, what about analyzing the pros and cons? Which stage analyzes? I'm debating on, is it worth it to change or the hindrance to it too much? Contemplation, right? I've moved beyond the I don't know if I need to change. Oh man. Has Black Dragon ever moved out of last place?
Well, I
think
got a
everyone,
late start.
Since we had already selected it on the first question, we automatically got 1,000 points.
Oh, yeah. But still. Oh, and he didn't?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. So you'll always lose. I'm sorry. All right, increase awareness of the need to change. Which stage is that? Ooh, someone didn't get in. Pre-contemplation. That's what we as the counselors need to do, because the client doesn't even know they need to change. They haven't recognized that yet. So we need, that's the pre-contemplation. Ooh, Jerry Falwell pulling ahead. All right, what about fear of consequences for change? Which one does the client struggle with that issue? Because every change is something new. Every client struggles with that shake-up of their stability. There's a reason why they're doing this behavior, and to do something now different is always something new and scary. Contemplation, right? Again, that's that pros and cons they're wrestling with in that stage. Whew. So many points. All right, I think there's, I don't know what question we're on. Sustained commitment. Which one is to sustain commitment? That's what the counselor wants to do, keep that commitment that we've established going. Maintenance. Right? It's actually in both action and maintenance. If you got either of those, you got it right. Why do you think that is? I need to sustain commitment in both.
You gotta start strong, but you also gotta
Right,
start.
right. A lot of times just starting to do it is a struggle to keep that commitment in while we're doing the action plan.
You can know what you have to do, but you have to actually be willing to do it.
Exactly. All right. What about developing patience? This might be the last question. Make it count. What is we as the counselor needs to develop patience within the client?
I was just stuck on the last question.
Yours is?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's correct.
oh, sorry. Ooh, that was contemplation.
No. Very good.
Nobody moves. All right. So, which is not an aspect of reflection that we talked about in last class. This one's the last question. We talked about reflection, but which one of these?
Oh, it's
It's
last
not.
already.
Oh. There we go. Alright. You got it right. Oh, man, nobody got it right. I guess we need to review last class some more. Eye contact was one of the solar, right? Reflection was I reflect content, feeling, or meaning. Right? Alright, let's see how we ended up. Jerry Falwell is our winner, which makes complete appropriate sense. Followed closely by everyone else. Black Dragon never had a shot, but that's okay. So hopefully I did this. I want to at least make it fun as we learn through these stages. You guys have done a lot of good work. I'm excited to see some of the vignettes you guys are going to do as the last part of the class, where you're going to actually pair off with a partner, and you're going to videotape yourself doing the counseling session. So in our next class, we'll probably do some more practice with that. And if you have any struggle with it, that you will, we can work through that together. So if there is questions that you have, come talk to me. But hopefully next class we'll really hone in on some of those skills. So go, start working on that, do your reading, and we'll see you guys next class. Thanks.